Well, you can just about make out Jimmy's head. He's asleep in the other room on the carpet. It's his favourite place to be, because that's the room where I have my computer. This very old house. It's warmest in that space. So hello. Today I'd like to take a look at this, which is a very fond memory of my dad, my dear father, who died in 2014 on the 10th of December. He had a heart attack, unfortunately, fell to the ground. And my dear old mum tried to help him, drag him, but it didn't work out, and he died. Although the ambulance crew, the paramedics, worked on him for 2 hours, bless them, 2 hours. And I thought, wow, because I used to be a paramedic, and I thought, that's a good effort. Because quite frankly, if I had a corpse in front of me, I wouldn't have bothered. I just thought, sod it, an hour is enough. But no, bless them, they desperately tried to revive him. Anyway, that's another story. My dad, when he was a child, he was born in 1931. When my father was a child, he saw the Second World War in a grisly way, because he lived in a place called Norwood Green, which was very close to Hendon Aerodrome, and that's where the bombers used to land if they were crippled, if they were smashed up over air raids over Germany. Usually the USAAF, the United States Army Air Force, the 8th Air Force or whatever they were called. I apologise, I'm not glibly flipping them off, because it's actually, it was massive help for us. Why are you squeaking though? What are you squeaking about? You little monkey, come in. If you're squeaking, come in. Come on, good boy. Come and squeak next to me, because everyone loves to see a Jimmy, don't they? They love to see a Jimmy. Come and squeak up next to me, you little sausage. Good boy. I know you can't bear to be apart, can you? No, it's a walker. So back to the chase. My dad lived near Hendon Aerodrome, which was a huge airport in the day, which could take heavy bomber, like 4-engine flying fortresses and stuff like that. And of course, these poor lads used to come back. They're shot to pieces during the Second World War, because they did the air raids during the daylight raids. The RAF did the night raids, and the US did the daylight raids. And one day my dad told me, well, we were sat in a park when he was a very old man, and he said when he was a young kid, it would have been in the 1940s, obviously, 1943 or 4, he saw this flying fortress, B-17, is it? I think Boeing B-17, and obviously the ball turret, the belly gun, the waist belly gun, or whatever they call that thing that hung underneath it, the one that went spinning around. He was gone. There was blood everywhere, and he was gone. You have to remember, my dad was a teenager at the time, early teens, and he said it was terrible, because I could see the pilots' faces, I could see the crew's faces, I suppose. Maybe he couldn't see the pilot, but he could see the crew's faces, and they were very shocked. And my dad, he he waved at them, and bless them, they waved back at him. They waved back at him, didn't they, buddy? But he said it was one of the most shocking things he'd ever seen in his life. Mm-hmm. Anyway, put together, man. This is a thing that was left to me by my father. He was a good man, trust me. He was a very kind man. It was a record. I mean, in those days, they had gramophone records, they were called. And so this is my father's writing. It says 78 RPM, which means revolutions per minute. Gramophone record, very rare, very delicate, which is true. And I've taken it out of its box, as it were. In my day, we had singles, 45s. So single records were 45 RPM. They were small. They were sort of about the size of the span of my hand, I suppose. And then you had the 33, the larger LP, long playing records, so called. And this one's very delicate, as my dad has written. That's his writing. Very delicate, 78 RPM record. Murder in the Air. And that's hence why I am sort of quoting about the murder in the air with those brave young lads that were fighting for my country, both American and English. Why are you squeaking? Why are you squeaking? Go to sleep. That's a good boy. This was my father's favourite record. He loved it. He loved it to bits. I can't play it, unfortunately, because I don't have a machine to do it with. I hope you can read that, but it's sort of a play. It's a thriller, and well, it says on there the long playing record. I don't quite know how a 78 was. It must have been spinning like a daisy, you know. but no, it's all good. And he loved this thing. He absolutely loved it. It's made of Bakelite. It's very, 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 very old. And it's on two sides, obviously, so you had to turn it over. Maybe that's why it's long playing. My mum and dad had a record player called a PYE, Pi. You know, PYE, I think they were called. And it could record records. It actually could record. It was an early recorder. You stuck these sort of records into it. I suppose by then they were made of plastic, and it used to grind out the grooves. You can see the grooves on the things. In case anyone, all you youngsters maybe are watching, I doubt you are watching my channel, an old fart like me, but if you are, that's how it was done. It was with grooves, and it was the grooves were picked up by a needle, and the needle was taken through wires to a effectively a speaker that could understand what these grooves meant and then transfer it into sound. It's a bit like the tympanic membrane of your ears, if you know what you're talking about with that. I used to be a scientist. No, I'm joking. I didn't. I honestly didn't. But no, this was my dad's favourite record, and I thought I'd share it with you. This thriller, that's part 2, so it's obviously upside down. G'day, mate. How you doing? But part 1 is there, and I don't think my dad's written anything on it, but no. He just used to love playing it when he was a kid. I mean, you've got to understand, I can't even, I'm trying to find a date, but oh my God. Oh my God. What a fuss. Ooh-yah! As Al Pacino would have said in that role when he was blind, you know, as the blind general or whatever he was. I can't see it. I can't see a date anywhere, but it's old. I can tell you, it's really, really, really old. This thing is. Can anyone see a date? Anyone? Are you feeling dizzy? I don't think this camera's going to focus that close, but I can't read it. So whatever. But my dad had this when he was a tiny kid, and he used to love it. And he gave it to me, didn't he? He gave it to me because he was a lovely man. So anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it, as always. And there's Jimmy. Bless that little sweetheart dog. So all the very best, guys and girls. Cheers. Cheers.